Alrighty, it's Progress Racing midweek preview time. The Beavers here with me on the back of a pretty fat weekend, actually. Not a bad weekend at all for the punters. And how do you enjoy it?
Yes, I enjoyed it very much, Daggy. When you come out on top, it's hard not to. So, yes, super happy, and it's great days racing. Some good results. Probably the only disappointing one was Romantic Warrior. Just didn't stack up, and Daggy was a bit concerned, and you were spot on.
As simple as that. Didn't stack up. I can't complain about the ride. Can't complain anything else. It was just wasn't good enough. And maybe a lesson for some of those when we get those Hong Kong horses out here. And Princess Grace may be disappointing, but, it's a mare in mare's grade. What are you going to do?
Very disappointing, Daggy. It's you wouldn't want to back up on it again.
Anything else you want to follow out of the meeting? I thought, I was very happy with myself after the Zardozi race. I'm just looking through the results now. Anything else worth following? It's sort of.
Oh, look, Gold Trip was outstanding. Its first start run was great, and it put the writing on the wall. I thought maybe the 2000 was going to be a bit short, but I did think it was going well.
Mm-hmm.
But the way it let down at Flemington once again, genuine chance in whatever it starts in, if it maintains that form. So can see it being I know it's got to do what nothing else has done in the Cup but the way it's going and the opposition, unless the overseas horse is outstanding, then could be the one to beat again.
I don't look at futures till pretty much a week out, so I don't know what else is coming, to be honest. But on what I've seen, I don't know how they're going to beat it. It could pick up.
Salcombe was a really good run.
Both the first, all three, and West Wind Blows was good. Sat outside lead there and was good as well.
Yep.
So I'd follow all three of those, but unfortunately, they're probably all going to meet each other again. I can't imagine they're not going to go.
I don't think so, because I don't think Gold Trip will go for the Caulfield Cup. I think it will go to Cox Plate and then Melbourne Cup.
Yeah.
Where West Wind Blows, I think, is not in the Cups now. Melbourne Cup now. It's just going.
It is going Caulfield Cup, so
and Salcombe. Yeah, and I think Salcombe's still well in the market for both of those.
Yeah, and Sydney, I think as much Sydney, I think the NCAP's was up for a long time, and just forgiving of that, probably end of prep run. Wasn't a particularly great ride. Speaking of great rides, though, I just love Nash when he's in form, and he's probably the best inside gate jockey in the world just about when he's going, because all three of those rides were magnificent.
And you're alluding to Cepheus was spot on.
Yeah.
Won at the race, and thanks for coming. I'm very happy about that.
Exactly. And that's about it. We've got we'll get into Warwick Farm today. We've got and we'll catch up to do the Everest and Caulfield Guinea Days for just about the biggest day on the calendar all year coming up this weekend. So stay tuned for that. But we'll kick off at Warwick Farm today on the way through and see if we can make a bit of a bank for that, where the rail is in the 5 metre mark from 1,000 to the winning post, 3 metres the remainder. We've got a good track and not an overly, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a good card, but there's winners to be had. We're going to kick off with the baby stepping out over the 1,000 metres, and you can kick us away here.
Yeah, look, I'm going to start off with the favourite, Soveriegn Hill. Has the best trial form of all of these from the Waterhouse Bot stable. Got the two favourites, but I think this one might have the class edge.
Yeah, Danger is a stablemate who does get Nash and has had the seasoning of 2 trials. I thought might make it the main Danger, but very impressive trial. Soveriegn Hill comes here, probably leads and going to be hard to beat. The second is a 1,400 metre maiden handicap for the 3-year-olds, and the price is gone now, but it has to be Kaizad's day, doesn't it? On the quick backup, leads again, and there's just nothing else here that's even going to put pressure on it. I had a watch on this Waller first start at Anderson Bridge, whose trial's been okay, and tags it, but I just don't see there's enough pressure that he's going to get past this leader, and the price probably reflects that. Could you find anything?
No, I think that's right. Now that there's a few scratchings, it's coming in the market, and to be honest, one a long neck behind Macarena stacks up as good form for this, hence the price, and should be winning.
The third is a 1,200 metre maiden. Who you got here?
Yeah, this is tricky. I know we've got the odds-on favourite here, and again, looking at the form, a length behind Griff, when it started, odds on favourite suggests that they thought it had some ability when last in work, and it's come up well here. Trialled very, very well, winning a barrier trial. So you've got to probably have it on top. Interesting, Keenan's been scratched by Waterhouse Bot to start in this, but now I'm going the first three favourites, and I think you can run them all into each other and probably get a nice little collect there.
I need some luck's an opinion of a horse I've had an opinion of, and the trials were just as good this time in as they were last time in work. Did throw away a couple of races last time, so it needed to get it done. But hopefully, if seasoning on its side does get it done, and again, the Waterhouse runners are the main dangers because they'll be on pace. I would have gone looking for stand aside a bit harder, but trials missed the start in a couple of trials. I wasn't overly enthused by them, so I do agree. First three favourites are going to be the way to start the card here. The fourth is the 2,400 metre benchmark 72. Biggest field of the day, and I'm sticking with the Waterhouse runner again in Golden Passport. I thought it was pretty good first time up to the trip last time out. That was the first time in town. Now, quickish backup, gets control, and just meets a few horses that I think it's going to be better than now getting out to the extra couple hundred metres. If you look at that last race last week, it was actually coming back through the line on the horse that beat at home that got up the inside, Lady Redwood, and I think the extra distance is going to suit. So it's on top. Tim Clark goes on from Neota, who had to do a bit of work last time out and does bring a little bit of a different form line to some of these and is a big price. Who do you find here?
Hate the race, hate the horses. They're all garbage. Take that. And if I had to have a bet, I'd just go some value. It's probably some of the better value on the card is number 12, Only Love from the Wallace stable. I think it's useful enough and can possibly run a price at odds.
Cool. The fifth is similar thoughts to what you just said about Hayden the race. The only horse I wanted to back has come out this morning. I did say last start that I thought Yasuki might need one more run, so it is now third up after sitting outside lead. I thought a mile was going to suit better. But all that being said, I thought it was slightly disappointing given how much money came for it last time out. J-Max on, maybe getting a bit more cover, it runs better, but right now I couldn't find a great deal to beat it. I thought Spaltet just had a great Nash ride on a track that was biased, and I don't have a lot to talk about. As I said, the rest of these are provincial horses, so maybe this is just the race for the favourite. But who do you think?
It could be the case. I don't know, similar to last race. I've gone for Tags just at the price. It's won two of its last three. Last start was good enough and useful enough. Stuck on okay. And if the 10 is not up to it, which is the question mark, 7 could run over the top of them.
Excellent. The 1,400 metre benchmark 72 comes up next for the girls. Who have you got on top here?
Yeah, can't go past the favourite, Fall from Cindy. Pretty consistent, and I thought the first up run at Rose Hill was really good behind a pretty decent horse. Finished off quite nicely there. Wasn't prior to that, it run quite well in some Group 2 races over further distance. Now steps out to the 1,400, so the little bit extra 100 suits here. J-Mac aboard. Average field can win.
Yeah, it's on top. I thought that overperformed, resuming there, and now J-Mac jumps on for Zach Lloyd, who I think he'll have it closer in the run as well. I think from that gate it could almost be leaders back here if it settles there to win. The only other dangers, it had to be Zoo, who was okay resuming and should go forward. The rest of these are, again, bush horses, essentially, or provincial horses at best. So only two hopes, and I think I'll be with the favourite again. We get to a benchmark 72, 1,200 metres up next. I don't like this race, so I'm going to hand over you in a sec. The only horse I can entertain backing is Epicus, who I thought was a big price. I thought did a couple of nice things. Finishing off in town last time out in trial was good. It's 20s in a tricky race. As I said, that was the only one I could really back. I went looking for Amortal, who will roll forward first up for the Waterhouse team. Probably wanted a little bit more from the trials. But again, the Lavish Empire's done for me now, so I didn't know where else to look. Who have you found?
Same for me. I didn't like the race and I don't like the favourite. I settled on the blue colours, Ship Shape.
Okay.
first up run was solid enough against Felix Majestic, who come out and won. I think it needed the run, and I think it'll be improved by that. Drawn well here, maybe the best price value in the race.
Let's wrap up with an 1100 metre benchmark 72. Who are you finishing the day with here?
Yeah, this is a tough race to finish the day. I kind of narrowed it down to two, and that was Afterlight and Ballroom Bella. I've gone for Ballroom Bella just slightly in front of Afterlight, but I'd be saving on it. Just like the 2 wins, it's just keeps finding enough to win and run well, and it's beaten a couple of okay horses at the last couple of starts. Got it on top.
Yeah, I wasn't particularly fond of this race either. If I had to have a bet, I would probably go with Waikiki on top. Trials are okay, lightly raced. Nash resumes for the Waller team. And I think they had a bit of an opinion of this last prep from... I don't have a lot else to add. I thought Queen Una was if Queen Una is 100, I might have something on it. And Firelane does come back from Group Company, but it is 3-year-old filly Group Company, which is probably the lowest form of all. Yeah, yuck way to finish the day. But have you got? I assume you're singling in earlier in the morning, early in the afternoon, I should say, to target your best.
Yeah, look, I think the first 3 favourites, I'm going to just multi those up as my best on the day. And my value is going to be race 8, number 12, Ballroom Bella.
I'm going to make, outside the first 3 favourites, I'm going to make Golden Passport my best. I think it runs well today. I've lost most of my value here. Let's go with Epicus, race 7, number 2, as a value bet. We head down to Sale. We'll whip through the Sale card because I'll be honest, I got through it and couldn't really find anything I want to tip at all. But I'll run through and get your thoughts, Beaver. We've got 1100 on a soft track, actually, with the rail in the 6 metre mark. So we're probably in the running line. We kick off with a maiden to start the day there. What's caught your eye here?
Yeah, look, we'll rip through here. That's not a lot. I think if I was having a bet in the first race, I'd go the first starter from the Bedgood stable, Fierce Kitty. Trot okay. I think watch the betting and might be wasn't overly impressed by those that have had a start, so going for the first starter.
That was what I sort of came up with too. A similar story in a second, which is a 1420 metre maiden. I thought the only horse I could entertain would be the Mar Eustace first starter, Big Swan. Did you find anything here?
Yeah, I kind of went the same way again. Just went the first starter. I'll watch the market there, and if some money comes for it, I think that's the way to go. But the 3 in the market seem to have a sort of stranglehold on this, so I'll look at what plays in the market.
The third, again, are over the 1423 metres for a maiden. Good luck here.
Yeah, pretty ordinary affair. I come up with 2. I had Mr. Traficante on top. I thought the second last start was good enough to run well here. And then the main danger being Djokovic. Again, I thought that was promising, coming from the Curragh, went promising first up run here. Wasn't that bad, to be honest, even though it was 6th. I think getting out here to the extra could suit.
The fourth is a 1740 maiden. I made the case for Dulcet last time at Bendigo, and it was very good resuming.
Yep.
Finds the right race here. Does lose Mickey D, but I think it should win this if it's got any of the ability. I think it does.
Yeah, I think that's the case. I think it should be winning this, and clear on top pick for me here. It'll get the breakthrough win in this maiden, which is an ordinary event.
Yeah, that it is. The fifth is a 1210 metre 64. Could you find anything here?
Tricky little race. I stuck with number 7, Red Dates here. Third up here. First up was behind a decent enough horse, and then came out at Benalla and won well. I think it might have some improvement in it, having won that maiden and won fairly convincingly, ran on nicely. I think the 1200 is ideal and got the right draw.
The 6 is a 58 over 1423. Can you bet any of this one at all?
Yeah, not one that I'm overly keen on here. Just thought the two resumers here might hold the key. Wanderers, Outlaw, and Militus. I've settled on Militus, just given the inside draw. I think that can be an advantage and might be the hardest to beat at $6.
That Militus was going to be a good horse at one stage, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think. Well, they had a few wraps on it.
Yeah, early on. Anyway, the 7th is an 1100 metre 64. Who have you found in this one?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty keen on the 7 here, Rich Lover. I think it'll be super hard to beat. This is a weaker affair than what it started in. Couple of starts back was 2 lengths behind Von Hawk, which is a good horse, and prior to that, 1B5 at Pakenham when well in the market. I think it can back in this grade can run well.
And we're going to wrap up with a 740 metre benchmark 64. Cadmus is resuming. Is that the way you've gone?
Yeah, I think $4 is not a bad price here. Resuming, it's got some ability. They think.
Yeah, there's another former Spruik horse.
Yeah, it's the overseas horse here, and it's in the Freedman stable. Resuming, I think it's a nice bet, and I think it'll start favourite and clear favourite. And I think $4 is probably a good price at this stage.
Perfect. Have you got anything you want to stamp as a best down at sale?
Yeah, my best is race 4, number 10 Dulcet, and my value, albeit that it's equal favourite, is in the last race 8, number 3 Cadmus. I think $4 is over the odds at this stage.
Beautiful. Maybe one of those sneaky better betting cards than I first thought for you found there, Beaver.
Yes,
but
if you pick the eyes out of them.
Yeah, and we do have a bit of luck doing that. So that's a contractually obliged look through sale. What have we got up north? What have we got, Ippia?
Yeah, got a few at Ippy, hopefully, to help the punters. Race 2, number 12, Shy Guy, named after you, Daggy.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you. That was my first one of the day. My second one is race 6, number 5, the resuming the Rockwell Scale. I think it can run well. And to finish the day at good value, race 8, number 17, Admonish, resuming from the Wallace stable around the $5-ish mark.
Awesome. That has been Show Us Your Tips for Pro Group Racing. Check them out for everything going on there as we head towards the Melbourne Cup Carnival. Of course, the Everest this weekend, which Beaver and I will be back to preview either Thursday night or Friday morning. Might even catch up in person, Beaver, and do that over a beer. And we will catch everyone then. Take care, guys. We'll talk soon. Bye.